Aurora was one of these children, and now she's a beautiful, intelligent and successful young woman who will share her story tonight. NPH stands for Nuestros Pequeños Hermanos, which means our little brothers and sisters. And we help in 9 different countries, over 3,000 children across Latin America. So let's give them a big round of applause for helping tonight. Thank you so much, Reporter New Zealand. You are magnificent, and we couldn't have done this without you, and of course without John and the Eucharistic Convention and all of their lovely team. Just to start off the evening, just to give you an idea, my name's Lauren O'Sullivan. I grew up here on the North Shore, and I went to Carmel College, a Catholic school down the road. And when I finished university to be a teacher, I decided I really wanted to do some volunteering, long-term volunteering overseas for at least a year. And that's when I stumbled across NPH. And I ended up shocking my poor parents and making them quite upset by telling them I'm going to Honduras, which is known to be the murder capital of the world. So they weren't so happy, but they've forgiven me. And off I went, and I spent 2 years over there teaching the kids English. And I really fell in love with the kids and the organisation and how they help. And so it's a real blessing tonight to have a real dream come true, which is having Aurora here, who grew up at NPH Mexico and is now a successful young woman. And so let's give her a huge round of applause for her to tell her story. Thank you, Aurora.
Education, or we didn't have medical care. Living in extreme poverty also means you had minus opportunity to survive. And also, this has a huge impact in my life because my parents didn't have enough money to feed us. And this affects my mom's health. I was 8 years old when she got seriously ill. She had hepatitis C, but we didn't notice that she's ill because we didn't have access to a doctor. In short time, my mom passed away. My dad tried to do care of us for a short time, but he was really depressed and he turned into alcohol. We moved to live with our extended family, but also they were poor too and strong in themselves. My dad decided to move to USA to find a job, but of course, as immigrant. Probably you have heard about the horrible stories, how many Latin people is trying to move to US to find a job, but in a good way. We don't know if my dad survived to cross the border because we have not heard about him in 30 years. He abandoned us. My family gave us two options: to move to in separate towns in Mexico or going to NPH house. But we didn't have any idea about how NPH is. And also means we were afraid. But just the only idea to be separate forever was a horrible idea. So we decided to move to NPH. I can tell you, NPH was the best thing that happened to us in life. For the first time, I feel like I was at home in a safe environment. This is a picture, our first picture together when we arrived to NPH house. Also, you can see like with our face reflects kind of fear, but at the same time, we knew that we are safe. I want to give you a little bit and short video, how is the life at NPH. And I want to share with you how my beautiful family started. In 1954, a priest from Phoenix, Arizona, he moved to Mexico, to Cuernavaca, Morelos. He was in charge of a small chapel in the town. One day, he received probably about the news that someone took the charity box. And next day, he received a call from the police that the person that took the charity box was in the jail. He must to go to the police station to confirm about this person. But he was really surprised, like the person that took the money was a child, 13 years old. And Father Watson asked to this little boy, "For what reason did you take this money?" And the response of this child was, "Because I living on the street, and for 3 days, I didn't eat nothing. I don't have parents." The Father Watson say, "If I take you with me, do you promise to go to school? And I will support you. And I will love you like my son, and you can respect me as a father?" And the boy say, "Yes." And the police thought that, "Are you crazy? Look at this boy. He did something badly." But Father Watson say, "Any child is going to be a good person if he didn't receive a good example." By the end of this month, Father Watson was taking care of 20 boys. Was the reason that Father Watson had faith. He believed in Jesus. It was the way that he started this beautiful family. I was so lucky to meet Father Watson. One of the best advice he gave me was, "I can give you a home. I can give you a bank account. The only thing that I can give you is a good education, because I want you can be a successful person." He had faith in me, in my siblings, and thousands of children that live in every home and NPH. For the first time, I feel like someone trusted me, and this gave me a lot of confidence. And I thought that I can dream, because when I was living with my parents, one day, looking that we don't have any meal on the table, and my mother was sick, I refused to live this kind of life. I thought, for what reason I am living this life? Why I don't live it like the rest of the children, having presents or going to school? I couldn't understand why. Father Watson gave me the response. This is one of my pictures when I was living in NPH. And the picture, I was 11 years old. But before living in NPH, I didn't have enough meal, so for that reason, my weight was very low. NPH taught us to be responsible and look for others that live in the home. It doesn't matter, we don't have the same blood. We grew up as we were brother and sister together. Every day we wake up early, taking a shower, doing some chores, going to school really early. And after back to school, we had a meal, of course. And the rest of the time was free to develop some activities or some interest that we have it. One of my favorite activity in NPH was dancing. I was part of the dance group for 8 years. Dance groups travel every year to USA or Canada or some cities in Europe to support some fundraising events in order we can show to supporters how all this donation that the people make are making a big difference. And one of the other things that I'm very thankful, we had the opportunity to give a year of service at the home. It was me when I was 15 years old. I learned to be a mother at a young age. This is one of the best pictures that I have because I was in charge of the babies. And I make sure that they ate very well, and taking care of them was the best experience in my life. Other way that we received a lot of support are from the sponsor. A sponsor means godparents. I was very blessed that two beautiful ladies were my sponsor when I was 10 years old. They came to visit me every year. They sent me letters and encouraged me to reach my goals. And they showed me that I can dream, and I did. And also, they had been with me every step of my way. They had been my godmothers for 30 years. They were with me when I graduated from university. My siblings and I took every opportunity NPH gave us. I'm very proud to say that we are university graduates. My sister graduated from university as accounting, and she's very committed to support every activity to raise funds for NPH. My brother, he remembered all the time my mom. And one day, when he was 10 years old, he said, one day I want to be a doctor because I want to help people that don't have access to medical care. Probably, he said, I could not save the life of my mom, but I can save the life of many moms. Now he's a doctor. As you can see, NPH gave us the opportunity to change our life. For me, the youngest of the family, I graduated in business administration, but I always dreamed to speak my godmother language. And they gave me a support to study abroad English program in Canada. It's where I learned English. And also, they sent me many letters, and I thought that I can be a good example for my sibling that is still living in every home at NPH. And I'm very proud to say I'm a sponsor too now. Now, being an adult and looking back to my childhood and all the things that I have been through, I didn't change anything because I truly believe that God has a purpose for me. And the purpose is today is now to spread the mission of NPH and invite to people how they can make a difference in the life of the children. Unfortunately, last year we have a bad earthquake in Mexico. Probably the 80% of the home suffer a lot of damage. And I'm very concerned, how can I help to rebuild the home for my siblings? Can you join me tonight to do a difference? The video is in Spanish, but the children say they were really scary when the earthquake happened, but they're feeling very grateful that no one was hurt, and they are saying like, thank you so much for helping us. I thank you so much to join us tonight, and I really invite you. If you really want to make a difference, you can help us to sponsor a child. And you will see it's not just the way that you can make a donation, it's the way that you can make the difference in the life for one child. Because when one child receives a letter from a sponsor, they feel so happy because someone in one part of the world are thinking of them and are supporting them. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much.
I'm a little bit taller. Thank you so much, Aurora, for your moving speech. You had me in tears, and I've heard your speech many times this week. You had my mum in tears in the front row here, and I'm sure there were a few teary eyes in the audience tonight. So thank you for opening up and sharing your story. It's definitely not an easy thing to do. Let's give her one big round of applause. As Aurora said tonight, the best way that you can help is to sponsor a child. I held up before the clipboard where you can write your name to sign up. So please do that tonight. If $40 a month for you is just a few coffees that maybe you don't need. I know we all need coffee though, but maybe there's something else, wine or chocolate or... Also tonight we're raising funds for NPH Mexico, which has been damaged by the earthquake, and the way that we're doing that is through some magnificent donated silent auction items. So for the next 20 minutes, I invite you to enjoy the evening by standing up, taking a stretch, going to the bar, looking at the auction items, putting down your name, making a bid, and really giving what you can. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much.